Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We are a few days away from a very exciting event, Bike to the Beach, New York, 2021. We're really excited to go out and have a great day of cycling, great day of supporting autism and disabilities, and grateful for the chance to do this despite these turbulent times, and grateful that we can all do this to support amazing local organizations. My name is Benjamin Daly, and I am the Director of Operations and Ride Director for Bike to the Beach. I'm going to cover a few things this evening. We're going to start off by talking about Bike to the Beach of the organization and our umbrella organization, the Ad Impact Foundation. I'm going to go into the event, discuss the three elements of the event: before the event, during the event, and after the event. We are back in the middle of before the event at this moment. And then I'll end off with some questions and answers and try to answer some of the FAQs. So the Ad Impact Network is Bike to the Beach's umbrella organization. It's born actually from what Bike to Beach has been doing and developing over the last 15 years, bringing together local nonprofits, helping them work together for a common cause. The Ad Impact Network is the realization of that dream on a more global and macro level. And what the Ad Impact Network's goal is to bring organizations together, create enhanced fundraising opportunities, create enhanced advocacy opportunities, and create enhanced engagement activities, whether that is within the community through events like Bike to the Beach, or it's with each other through other local nonprofits, or it's with corporate partners as well. We operate in 6 networks this year with over 75 nonprofit beneficiaries who are within the nonprofit network, with over 2,000 riders like you who come out to ride, support the network, and we've been about $2 million in annual fundraising. It all comes down to creating unique experiences. And Ad Impact Network is all about creating fun and meaningful and challenging experiences, whether that is events like Bike to the Beach or any advocacy efforts that a community engages in. But the goal is to celebrate the community that we support, and emphasize the fact that the autism and development community is really based in individuals like yourself who are out there fundraising, individuals who are working to support the overall autism and disabilities community, and individuals who every day are becoming better versions of themselves through these nonprofits that we work with. And we recognize that in this community, it's kind of founded in kind of a challenge, right? But Ad Impact Network and Ad Impact is designed to dare individuals to discover more about themselves and to support the potential of others. And it ties right into Bike to the Beach. So Bike to the Beach, as I said, is it's Ad Impact's signature event. It kind of takes all of what Ad Impact is about and puts it into one event. It is designed for local nonprofits to be not only a collaboration tool, but a fundraising tool. We're really proud on our New York ride that I think our top fundraising partner in the country is out of New York. And I believe the last time I heard they raised over $140,000 as of earlier this week through this event. So we're really proud of that. It's a fully supported event. I mean, collaboration is key. It takes the whole community to make the event possible. We provide mechanics and medics and water stations and rides home and much, much more. There's a lot behind the scenes, a lot of partnerships with local community organizers. So we're really excited about the collaboration Bike to the Beach provides. It's that challenge. The idea is that anyone can do this, but it takes the whole community of riders to get behind each other, literally on the bike, to ride together to the beach. And you'll see throughout the day, people, sharing tips, helping fix flat tires, words of encouragement. All those acts kind of is that overall collective action towards helping people reach the challenge and reach their goals. The goal of the event is simple. Is to communicate to our community that autism and disabilities is a local issue, hence the reason why we work with local partners, that everybody in the community can make a difference, So you're doing that by writing. You'll be doing that to help each other throughout the day. I mean, every dollar you raise goes to support these local nonprofits, and that everyone's capable of more than they believe. And one thing about doing a distance bike ride is that at some point in the day, it's hard. But the reality is that if you keep on persevering, you keep on relying on the community around you, you will persevere through it. That goes into why we are riding. I mean, I give you kind of global macro vision already, but the reality is that the Bike to Beach has persisted through the global pandemic. We were able to host all of our rides last year in 2020. And we're continuing to host a ride despite the pandemic because we realize that one, we can do it safely. We not only do we have the track record of doing it last year, but we also are lucky to have an outdoor event that is naturally social distance. We have the ability to provide the safety measures to keep everyone safe. Second thing is need. Is that our local nonprofits over the last 2 years had to change their programs, adapt. They've lost fundraising resources from having to cancel events. And Bike to Beach, as we've already mentioned, is an event that they can use to leverage to increase their fundraising. And third thought is community. During these tough times, community is key to not only us individually, but also as a collective. And we allow our community through Bike to the Beach to, again, rise to the challenge to support local nonprofits, come together, and share in our cause. Bike to the Beach is a small team. The core four of us is Robbie Walsh, who's pictured there in the middle. That's me on the far left there, and Carl Sylvester. And we have Kevin Rapp, who works with our partners and volunteers. The four of us are the ones who kind of organize events throughout the country, although we're lucky to have great consultants who support us, as well as great committees in each city that help organize a ride and kind of really help us get involved in local community efforts. So enough about Bike to the Beach, enough about Ad Impact. You guys came here for the event, and that's what the next stage is going to be about. So the ride comes in about 5 different stages. The first one is pre-ride, and the days before the event are critical to being prepared for the ride. The first thing is communication. Communication is everything the days before the ride. There's a lot of information to digest and make sure that you know what to expect on ride day. So please open the emails that we send you. I recommend you join our Facebook group. It's a great place to ask questions of the community, whether it is interested in carpooling to the start line or the finish line, any questions about training or ride gear. The community on Facebook is there to help and support. You'll get answers very quickly from folks who are engaged. Critical time for signups. We do have deadlines coming up. Whether it's the bus return after the ride or it's bike rental. So please pay attention to communication so you don't miss those important sign-up opportunities. The fundraising portal is also a great resource. The ride guide can be found there, links to the route. So definitely pop in that portal and this week just to make sure that you're getting all the information you need. The last piece is text message. Everyone's going to be opted into our event-related text message. The purpose of that text message group service is to provide you ride-related information, whether it's things happening before the event. For example, the route will be sent to your phone on the morning of the event. There'll be a COVID waiver sent to your phone so you can fill it out conveniently. Or on ride day, if anything happens or anything changes, you'll get text message alert, whether it's a weather issue or a road closure or anything that kind of pops up that we haven't anticipated.
Again, the most important thing for you to do this week.
I'm getting some voiceover here. Making the portal is a great place to kind of make some of those selections I already mentioned. If you haven't already, if you log into your portal, you can go into the settings section of the platform, click on account, and you can update anything related to your registration, including your name, your address, the distance you want to ride. If you need to purchase an add-on such as a bus or other items like that, you can do that right in your portal. It's easier than it looks. It's just in the settings page, settings tab on your portal. Packet pickup. About 80% of our riders opted to get their packets mailed to them. So if you have signed up for packet by mail, you should have already received it. There have been 2 or 3 mailings. The last one went out on Friday. If you haven't received it, you most likely receive an email with a tracking number. That tracking number will obviously, you can use that to track the status of your package. If it has been lost, do not worry. We are packing extra jerseys, extra items that you can pick up either at packet pickup on Friday or at your starting line. So do not fret. The packet as a mail only includes the jersey. You will pick up your emergency bracelet and your bike number and your bag check number at the starting line or at packet pickup. If you only have a jersey, you do not need to come to our packet pickup on Friday to get those items. They will be waiting for you at the starting line. You're more than welcome to come, but no reason to drive in the middle of Manhattan if you don't have to. Again, if you sign up for packet by mail, or you're doing the 25 or 50-mile ride, your packet has been mailed to you. If you're doing a 100-mile ride and you have not signed up, you have the opportunity to pick up your packet on Friday between 5 and 8 p.m. at Unlimited Biking at Pier 78. This packet will include your jersey, your bike number, and your bag check number. You will get your emergency bracelet at the starting line when you check in the morning. As a point of process, the emergency bracelet is something that will be given to you after you complete your COVID waiver. The COVID waiver is a standard waiver that you probably have seen 100 times over the last year. That's going to ask you basic questions regarding symptoms, vaccination status, et cetera, et cetera. If you answer that question and answer those questions in ways that gives our EMS team a sense that you are not experiencing symptoms of COVID, you will get an emergency bracelet that will be blue color. That blue bracelet will be essentially your key to the event. It tells our staff that you have filed the waiver and you are not experiencing COVID symptoms. The emergency bracelet also includes important phone numbers for our ride team, and I'll go over that in a later slide. The good thing for folks who need bike rentals is that bike pickup is also going to be at Unlimited Biking at Pier 78 on Friday, October 1st. If you're in the 100-mile ride, please come and pick up your bike at this time. If you're doing the 50-mile ride, bike pickup will be available and at your starting line. However, if you're doing the 25-mile ride, it will not be available at your starting line. You'll have to pick it up either in New York, which I know is inconvenient, or in Wantagh at the 50-mile start line. Just repeat that again. Bike pickup is available on Friday evening, Saturday morning at the 100-mile start line, or in Wantagh at the 50-mile start line on Saturday morning. Highly recommend coming on Friday so you can make sure you have time to get fitted properly on the right bike. Make sure you're super comfortable. You can go over the gears and shifting and have a chance to ride up and down the bike path, and you make sure you're very comfortable on your bike. Totally recommend that, because the last thing you want to do is be rushing on Saturday morning before the event. So in addition to picking up your packet and getting your bike, you plan on packing your bag. And everyone knows how frustrating and annoying it is to pack last minute. So start thinking about some of the things that you will need to have a great day on Saturday. And if you're staying a little bit longer after the ride, the things you might want to have in your bag after the event. What is required for everybody is a water bottle. Our goal is to be a zero plastic bottle event. So water bottles will be encouraged. But yeah, you have to wear a helmet. Safety is number one here. So the helmet is absolutely required. If you do not have a helmet, we may have a few spares, but do not count on it. Please bring a helmet. We ask everyone to bring at least one spare tire tube. There's 2 reasons for that. It's because one, we go through a bunch of them during the ride day. So having your own definitely helps us keep our supply high. 2 is that if you do get a flat tire, and you have your own tube, the chances of another rider be able to stop and help you is a lot higher than you having to wait for someone else to come supply you. And the last one is pumped up tires. Number one reason why we get flats on the ride is people have underinflated tires. I cannot stress enough. Please pump up your tires the morning of the event. And please do not just squeeze it and say, it's okay. Please put a pressurized pump on it and check the tire pressure. If you're on a road bike, your tire pressure should be over 100 PSI. What should be a sub bullet here is please bring newer tires. Second reason for flat tires on our events is people who come with holes in their tires. I understand you've been riding all summer, it's the fall, but chances are that if you are that person who's been riding all summer, you probably have tires that need to be replaced. It's terrible to find out that you need new tires when you're 30, 40 miles into the event, when you have holes in your tires. If you're in the 100-mile ride, what is required in addition is a red blinking light in the back of your bike and a front white light. We will be biking through New York City, and being visible is essential. What is recommended is a number of things that you probably carry with you all the time. Obviously, a cell phone, most importantly, is a charging cable and even a charging block if you have one. It's a long day to be on the bike without being able to charge your phone. So if you can carry a small charging block, that'd be highly advised. Come dressed to be comfortable on your bike. Cycling shorts are very much a part of that. Cycling socks are designed to keep your feet comfortable as well as cool. Cycling gloves can be also very useful. You will be kind of pressing on your hands all day. Obviously, bring your wallet. Health insurance card is essential. If you have any medications, please bring them. To be noted here, if you need regarding the money and medications, please keep those on your person. Each person will be given a bike jersey with bike pockets in the back. Recommend putting your wallet and medications in a Ziploc bag and keeping them on your person. It happens a few times a year where wallets or medications are left in bags or left in saddlebags of bikes, and the rider is separated from either the bag or the bike, and there's panic because things are not accessible to them. So please keep those important items on your person. Last piece is bring a bag for the beach. The ride guide has kind of a guidance for what to the size of the bag. Essentially, we're looking for is a backpack, a carry-on size bag. You'll be able to give that to one of our volunteers at the starting line, wherever you're starting, and that bag will be brought to the finish line. You'll be given a bag tag. The bag tag will match the same number that you're going to have on your bike as well as your helmet. So put that bag tag on your bag, hand it to the volunteer. It will be brought to the finish line and be available to use at the finish. You want to change into something more comfortable or anything else you like to do. Key also before the event is to get to know the route. You don't want to be at the starting line trying to figure out how to download route page, right route guidance, or kind of explore where the route's going to be. Take a few minutes to look at the route, as well as to download any route that you want to use. Our route page, which the URL is here on the page, has every type of route guidance that we can think of. You have a cue sheet you can download. You have links to Ride with GPS or Strava, which are kind of apps designed to guide cyclists. You have KML files and other types of files that can be downloaded to Garmin and other devices. Please take a look. If you do want to download to a device, please do it before the event. You don't want to be doing it morning of the event. Strava is a great tool. If you don't have any of these fancy tools I mentioned earlier, Strava is a free app that you can use. Again, recommend downloading Strava before the ride, getting used to accessing the route on Strava, so you're not fooling around with it on ride day. So again, our route page has a number of downloads, and there in Strava is highly recommended. A list of what you can do to download Strava. If you have any questions, I'll email it to you as well. All right, next part of the ride day is the start. There are 3 starting lines. and everyone kind of follows the same schedule. At 4 a.m., the New York City start line opens. At 5 a.m., the ride begins. You do not need to arrive at 4 a.m. if you are ride ready. If your bike is ready to go, you are dressed, you've used the bathroom, you don't have anything to do except wait for the start gun, if you will. You can show up around 4:30. If you do think you need a little more prep time, please come on the early side. We try to leave as close to 5 a.m. as possible. Our other starting lines are rolling starts. That means you can leave anywhere between 9 and 10 p.m. for the 50, 60 mile ride. Sorry, I should read 50-mile ride. In between 12 and 1 o'clock for the 25-mile ride. People always ask whether they can start early or they can start late. The answer is yes. However, if you start too early and you're too fast, you might get ahead of our ride. That means that you might ride to a start line, you might arrive to a rest stop that is not quite open yet or ready to receive you. It also means that if you have a flat tire, way ahead of the event, our mechanics might be way behind you because you started early and you're riding very fast. However, if you think you have a slower time on the bike and you want to start early to make sure you can keep up with the times we're going to go over later, then feel free to do that. However, our team will not be there to check you in until 9 a.m. I realize this also says PM, so excuse all the arrows on this slide. Same thing goes for a 25-mile ride as well. If you want to leave later, that's fine as well. If you're a fast rider, you don't think you need as much time, or if you're riding with somebody, if you have a friend who's starting in New York in the 100 and that person hasn't arrived by 10 a.m. and you want to wait for them, that's perfectly fine as well. Just recognize that this event does have starting times and end times for all aspects of it. So if you arrive to a rest stop, that rest stop might either not be open if you're too early or might be closing down if you're too late. At 11 a.m., our finish line opens for those who are trying to make it to the beach pretty quickly. At 1 p.m., we will begin our shuttle to the LIRR. That will run until about 4:30. And at 5 p.m., the bus will depart for each of the 3 starting lines. At 5:15, the finish line will close, and we will look forward to another great bike to the beach in a year.
This year, the starting line will be in Manhattan. We are working.
The 100-mile starting line will be in Manhattan. We are starting at Stuyvesant High School this year. If you joined us last year, we started from South Street Seaport. We're back to Stuyvesant High School, which was one of our favorite places to start. It's a straight shot across the Brooklyn Bridge. Our 50-mile start will start in Wantagh at World Gym. World Gym is one of our oldest and most consistent event partners. They have a great gym, a great facility, as well as a great place to start this ride.
The 50-mile
and 25-mile start, we'll start at Blue Point at Quarry Creek Park, also one of our consistent rest stops. So note again that each of our starting lines is also a rest stop. So when you start the event, you get a chance to start with folks who are already doing the event. So if you're a 25-miler, you can join a group that started at the 100 or the 50. And the goal here is collaboration to keep everyone close together. Quarry Creek, again, it's a fantastic place. You start from the beach, and then you bike to the beach. So in between each rest stop, in between the start and the finish, we have rest stops, and we have and we have support along the road to help you get there. The number one thing you can do is ride safely. We can't stress this enough. It's important to be aware of where you are in relation to other riders. Number 1, 2, cars and pedestrians, and number 3, roadside debris. It's a key to be vocal and be very determine what you're doing. Use hand signals. If you're turning left, put your hand out and say left turn. Turning right, right side, turn right. If you're stopping or slowing, this is key. Yell stopping or put your hand out. Number one incidents we have is rider on rider collisions. If you're not used to riding in a group, Saturday is a great time to kind of get a little bit used to it, but be very cautious. Keep some distance. If you are regularly riding a group, know who you're riding with. The person you're riding with might be a first-time group rider. Just be aware who you are, where you are. Um, don't pass on the right, pass on the left-hand side, and be very vocal. Right? If you see a car stopping, or you see a car's racing behind you, yell "car back." Um, these tips are online. We'll also email them to you as well. What's great about event is that our goal is to get you to the beach with as little stress as possible. And part of that is not having to give you any worry about how you're going to get there. We have a great route that leaves Manhattan, goes through Brooklyn, goes on the South Shore of Long Island, takes you the 100 miles or the 50 miles to our beautiful finish line. You don't want to have to be looking at a cue card all day or worrying about where you are. So we provide 3 ways to get you to the beach. We recommend picking 2 of these 3 ways to help you get there. First, I want to talk about is cue cards. You'll be given a full cue sheet at packet pickup and at the starting line, and each rest stop will have some as well. That will have every turn from Manhattan to Smith Point along the route. Second one is our turn signs. Our team is going to go out Thursday and Friday and put turn signs and route markings on every turn along the entire route as well. The third one is GPS. I've already talked about the importance of preparing to use GPS. And I've already shown you the route page, the route website. I recommend, again, using Strava or other tools to help you navigate. The key here is use at least 2 of these. It becomes very easy to rely solely on the turn arrows because our team takes a lot of pride in putting these up. However, almost every event, a sign gets taken down or the wind blows in some direction or something happens where a turn sign goes missing. Therefore, it's nice for you to have at least one backup, whether it's a GPS or a cue sheet, so you can check to see where you are. What you don't want to do is bike 10 miles out of the way and then realize that you bike 10 miles out of the way. If you have any inkling that you're lost, use one of these, use a cue sheet, use GPS. Just double check. I want to take a second to very safely pull the side of the road, pull it out, and make sure that you know where you are. With that being said, along our route, we provide various support in between the rest stops. We have mechanics on board to help you along the way. Again, the key to this is come to the ride with a working bike. Our mechanics are not there to help you fix your bike issues that you had 2 or 3 weeks ago, or to kind of do a tune-up on a bike that you haven't ridden in a couple of years. Come to the bike; it's ready to roll. If you have any issues, our team is going to be there. Kind of 3 types of issues. One is a minor issue. It's something we can fix pretty quickly on site. You give us a call, you tell us where you are, we'll get someone there ASAP. A flat tire is a good example of this kind of issue. We'll be able to fix the flat and keep you going. Second one is mid-complexity. So this is a situation where it might be a derailleur that's broken or a spoke that's broken. To fix something like that takes a little bit more time and effort. What we'll probably do is you, the mechanic, will go to the nearest rest stop and have it fixed there. So the mechanic and you are in a safe environment where it can be fixed with time. The third piece is a major issue. And this is where we might need to do a bike swap. We'll have extra bikes from our bike rental partner or take you to a mechanic. And there are a few great bike shops along the route. Our second stop, South Shore Bicycles, is a great bike shop and a great place to have any kind of major work done if you need it done. If it happens in the first 30, 40 miles of the event. We also have a full EMS team. Motor Medic has been to every event of ours for the last 7 years, and they are amazing at kind of supporting our event and can support almost any issue you have. However, if there's a major issue, call 911 first, and then call our team when there's no one happened. It doesn't happen all the time, but first, if there's a major issue, get 911 there. get their ambulance there as quickly as possible. And our team will then come support them and support anything that needs to happen. We have coordinated police throughout the event. You'll see police stationed at different intersections to support our event. And then we have amazing volunteers. I already mentioned our nonprofit partners that are supporting the rest stops. But we have partners who are also providing volunteers along the route and other great volunteers who are just out there to support the event. Everyone will be given a blue bracelet on ride day. This is your way to interact with our team and get that great ride support to find you. This will be a bracelet. All these numbers will be on your wrist all day. Please wear your bracelet. If you have any issues, you can call me. I am the dispatch. You usually can get a mechanic to you in under 15 minutes. Ray McQuill is from Motor Medic. He's that medical lead. And Robbie Walsh is our event director. So if you have any event-related issues, you can call him. Now, when you're calling me for bike support, first thing is find a safe place to wait. Second thing is determine your location. If you know how to drop a pin on your phone using maps, that's the best way to send your location. Otherwise, find an address. If you are by a 7-Eleven, right, find the 7-Eleven's address and text that to me. Otherwise, it's pretty hard to find you over a 100-mile course. To find your location, give me your call, and then I'll get a mechanic to you as soon as possible. But the fourth piece is if a rider's coming by, I almost guarantee you they'll say, "Hey, do you need help?" And if our guys aren't there yet, just, don't be afraid to say yes. Like I said before, this is a collaborative event, and if you have a rider there that can fix your flat in a couple of minutes, that's better than waiting 15, 20 minutes for a mechanic to get there. If someone does help you, please give me a call back so I can send that mechanic someplace else, because the chances are their services will be needed elsewhere. If there's a medical emergency, our medical team will be available to come to you at any location along the event. If you're at a rest stop, for example, the most likely be a medic there. This is for bee springs, dehydration, rashes. This is some common things that come up in our event. That's what our team is there for. If there's a major bike accident, as I already mentioned, call 911 first. Call 911, get the ambulance on its way, and then call our team, Robbie, me, and Ray, and we'll make sure that we provide additional support to our riders as well as the EMS that comes to show up. So when you're on the road, you're covered. And every 15 miles, or about every hour, we have a water stop staffed by local nonprofit partners to help you get rehydrated, replenished, rested, and back on the road. We have 6 rest stops on this ride.
6 rest stops and water.
Excuse me. We have 6 rest stops on this ride. Rest stop runs in the Rockaways. Rest stop 2 is in town of Woodmere. Rest stop 3 is in Wantagh, which is also the start for the 50-mile ride. Rest stop 4 is in West Islip. Rest stop 5 is at Blue Point, Quarry Creek, which is also the 25-mile start line. And our last rest stop is in Brookhaven, Shirley. The key for the rest stops is 1, don't stay too long. It's a long day if you bike an hour and then spend a half hour at a rest stop. Obviously, if you need to rest, please rest, but do so with some purpose. The rest stops are there to give you opportunity to rehydrate and replenish yourself with food and electrolytes. You want to drink at least 1 water bottle every hour. So drink while you're biking. When you get to a rest stop, eat a variety of items. We'll be offering fruit, salty snacks, Cliff bars and other types of bars, gels and chews, pizza, sandwiches. Each rest stop is going to be different, and each rest stop is taking pride in what they're bringing to the table. But definitely sample, a variety of items, and do what your body's telling you. If you're feeling thirsty, drink. If you need some electrolytes, have a gel, have a chew, have Gatorade or whatever else. And on that note, you want to drink consistently, and you want to make sure you have electrolytes. It doesn't happen all the time, but one uncanny thing that happens on events is people drink too much water, which means that the water intake is high and electrolytes intake is low, which can cause the body to feel very uncomfortable. On this note, if you have been training with certain items throughout the entire year, or you have any dietary restrictions, please plan on bringing your own items as well. If there's a certain kind of bar you like to have when you're 30 miles into the ride, bring it, because I can't guarantee we're going to have it. We provide everything, but if you have a certain routine, recommend you stick to it as well. So each rest stop is hosted by a different nonprofit. 20 miles into our event at Rest Stop 1, we have the local Autism Speaks chapter hosting a rest stop at FD New York Engine 329, right there in the Rockaways. The rest stop will be open from 5:30 to about 8 a.m. Second rest stop is South Shore Bicycle and Fitness. And as I mentioned, it's one of our longest partners, and they're a great bike shop that can kind of help you support and fix any bike issues you might be having. And that is being hosted by Yes We Can, a great nonprofit that helps teens and young women learn, trade, and they do so through a store that resells American Girl dolls. Very cool. Rest stop 3 is in Wantagh at Long Island Health and Racket. It's also a 15-mile start. Again, this has been one of our longest rest stops as well. This is being hosted by the Autism Society of Nassau-Suffolk County, as well as NYC Autism Charter Schools. I want to mention that NSASA is that nonprofit I mentioned earlier that has raised over $140,000 through our event. Rest stop 4 is at Calvary Baptist Church, and this is going to be open from 9 a.m. to about noon. It's going to be hosted by Celebrate the Children and Rocco's Voice for Autism. Rest stop 5, also the 25-mile start line, is at Corey Beach. Again, beautiful place to start the line. We have great food there. If you can resist Flo's Luncheonette, you'll do. If you have time to grab a snack, great place to get a little lunch as well. This is being hosted by NSSA and Taco. Rest stop 6, our last rest stop, is at a 7-Eleven in Shirley, New York. This is right off the road here. And this is being hosted by Life's Work and the Flying Point Foundation for Autism. Flying Point, longest standing partners in New York. So after you finish rest stop 6, it's time to bike into the beach. We finish at Tiki Joe Smith Point, right on the beach in Shirley, New York. It's a beautiful beachside cabana that offers great views of the ocean, full bar, and restaurant. When you check in, be sure to pick up your finish line packet if you have earned the sunglasses or the bat or the t-shirt. As a reminder, if you hit $250, you get a pair of sunglasses and Bike to the Beach. You also get a free ticket to partake in the finish line buffet. If you raise $500, you get a finish line t-shirt. You had to hit those goals as of Wednesday of this week. If you have not hit those goals yet, or you hit them after Wednesday, you will be able to get those items mailed to you after the event. Apologize for those who are working hard to fundraise, hitting those benchmarks. But in order for us to pack and prepare for the ride, we had to kind of set a deadline for that. Same thing goes with the food at the finish line. There is, of course, a cost for that. This is a fundraising event, and we like to support the fundraising efforts of our riders by giving them great incentives, such as sunglasses, food buffets, t-shirt, things of that nature. If you haven't hit those benchmarks, we really appreciate you being part of the ride, helping spread awareness. And again, you have until the end of the year to hit those benchmarks and to get any of those great incentives. As already discussed, We'll have a shuttle leaving from the finish line, taking you to the LIRR between 1 and 4:30. And at 5 o'clock, we'll have a bus going back to the starting line. Thank you very much for taking part in this presentation. If you need more information, you can find everything you could possibly need in our 2021 ride guide. Also on this page, I'm providing links to our route page. That's bikethebeach.org/New York route. If you have any questions, I highly recommend you join our Facebook group. It's a great resource for all of our riders to connect with other riders and ask questions about the event or even ask questions about fundraising. We're really happy that you're joining us, and we're looking forward to seeing you at the start, along the way, and at the finish line. Thank you very much.